Welcome, Stachers, to another episode of Stache Sports. Welcome, Stachers, to another episode of Stache Sports. Last night on Monday Night Raw, or this week on Monday Night Raw, we found out from last Saturday night's main event that Logan Paul got injured. Logan Paul will be out of action for quite a while. It's kind of interesting. I mean, I know I'm not rooting for injuries, but it seems like all the men's injuries have recently, besides maybe Randy Orton, because we really haven't seen Randy Orton. We haven't seen Randy Orton since WrestleMania, but I don't know if he's injured or if he's just taking a break, because sometimes they give him vacation time and they don't have any plots for him in the storyline. So I don't know if it's that or what it is, but we haven't seen Randy Orton, unless if Randy Orton came back last night on SmackDown, because I still haven't seen last night's SmackDown, which I watched later tonight. But we haven't seen Randy since WrestleMania, so I don't know if he's hurt or what's happening with Randy Orton. But Logan Paul did get hurt last night, but it seems like anymore, even though Braun Breaker's back, Bronson Reed's still hurt. But it seems like anymore, a lot of the major men that are getting injured right now are from the division, that's Logan Paul's faction, that's run by Paul Heyman. I mean, I'm not rooting for injuries, but it just seems kind of odd that all the injuries right now seem to be coming from that faction. And they're real injuries, because sometimes in WWE, they have story injuries where they try to bury somebody or injure them, because like Roman Reigns or John Cena back there, even though he doesn't wrestle anymore, might be doing a movie or something and needed time off for wrestling. So that's something that is something else too. That's something else too that sometimes happens, is the wrestlers need time off, so they might injure them to say, oh, Roman Reigns is injured even though Roman Reigns is doing a movie, and then Roman Reigns comes back a few weeks later or whatever. But Logan Paul is seriously injured, so hope he has a speedy recovery. Logan Paul suffered a torn triceps during WWE's Saturday Night's main event. Which Saturday Night's main event, I think it's just a glorified WWE Monday Night Raw, or just an episode, there's another TV thing they can get more money out of. I don't know if it's considered a premium live event or a pay-per-view, like I like to call them, like we have tomorrow on Sunday at 1 p.m. in Italy, that I'll get into here in a minute. But let's hope Logan Paul can have a speedy recovery. We still don't have Nikki Bella, but Nikki Bella looks like she might be on the up-and-coming. And we haven't seen Ilya Dragunov for quite a while. Dragunov's not part of division, but I don't know what happened if Ilya Dragunov, if he's hurt too, or if he just doesn't have a storyline right now. But one of the really hot storylines right now is Danhausen cursing everybody. He cursed the Cleveland Cavaliers, and the Cleveland Cavaliers blew a 22-point lead with 7.5 minutes left, or whatever it was, and then they end up getting swept. Some people think it could be Danhausen's curse, and maybe the Cavaliers is lost. I mean, Danhausen is one of the magical wrestlers right now. He's looking pretty good. I'm glad they got it from AEW. I have no disrespect against AEW or anything like that. I'm just glad they got it from AEW, and he's looking pretty good. I really hope that Danhausen has a good career in WWE, and that people that go over to AEW have good careers in AEW, so don't get me wrong. But tomorrow we have Clash in Italy at 2 p.m. on ESPN. The first hour stream free, but I'll be watching on the ESPN app because I pay for the ESPN app. But on the ESPN app, we have Clash in Italy tomorrow. We got Becky Lynch versus Sil Ruca. I'm going to do my picks, and I'm going to give you a brief overview of all these matches right now. We have Becky Lynch and Sil Ruca fighting for the WWE Women's IC Championship. Becky Lynch is currently the holder of the championship. I mean, I don't know if Becky Lynch is going to lose to Sil Ruca, but let's recap. On Saturday night's main event, Sil Ruca and Becky Lynch were fighting in a one-on-one match, but it wasn't for the belt, just a one-on-one match. In Saturday night's main event, that wasn't for the belt. And Sil Ruca was doing the Soul Snatcher, which is one of her finisher moves and one of her moves. And Becky Lynch took Jessica Carr's arm, the referee, Jessica Carr, and put Jessica Carr in her way to get the Soul Snatcher. And Jessica Carr ended up calling the match afterwards. And by DQ, Sol Ruca won the match, even though it wasn't for the belt. So then that led to a backstage heat of Becky Lynch and the general manager, Nick Aldis, talked to Adam Pearce, and Adam Pearce made it official for tomorrow at 2 p.m. sometime during that card that Sol Ruca will be fighting for the WWE Women's IC Championship against Becky Lynch. It's going to be interesting to see if they have Jessica Carr as a referee. If Jessica Carr is a referee, that might be interesting. Because Becky Lynch and Jessica Carr don't see eye to eye, and Jessica Carr and Becky Lynch always seem to have trouble whenever Becky Lynch is fighting. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with that. But I think Becky Lynch is going to win. I mean, that could be a belt that changes hands, so that's 50-50. I don't know who's going to win that one. But that's interesting. I mean, sometimes in these pay-per-views, if it's not SummerSlam or some of these bigger ones, they don't really switch the belts often, but maybe they might change their mind and switch the belts. I would not mind to see Sol Ruca have it. Somebody else should have the belt. I mean, Becky Lynch is okay, but Becky Lynch has had the belt for quite a while. And Becky Lynch needs to get the throne, but I just don't see it happening. So that's why I think Becky Lynch is going to win. But I wouldn't be surprised if Sol Ruca won, and I might be kind of happy if Sol Ruca won. But if I'm going to do bets, if I'm going to do picks, I'll pick that. Excuse me. If I'm going to do picks, I'll pick that. But whatever, I think Sol Ruca is going to win. Might as well do a surprise pick because it's just a guess anyway. So Sol Ruca is going to win and be the new champion, but we'll see. I probably get that one wrong, but oh well. I mean, Becky Lynch could win too. Becky Lynch has a good career. It's going to be interesting to see if Becky Lynch can win it clean and not try to cheat. Because Becky Lynch, the last couple times, has been kind of cheating her way to victory or trying to get the ref out and knock the ref out and not win fairly. So if it's a fair match, maybe they switch title belts and they give a new title. It's going to be interesting. Or maybe see other women's belt. Maybe Jade Cargill beats Rhea Ripley, but we'll get into that later on in the video. But I would say Sol Ruca is going to win. I'll just give a surprise there. Next, we got Brock Lesnar and Oba Femi. I found out an interesting fact that SummerSlam is in Brock Lesnar's hometown. So maybe that's why Brock Lesnar is back. Because if you remember, if you do watch WWE, like I do. If you do watch WWE like I do, Brock Lesnar took off his boots and took off his gloves and looked like he retired. And then it was announced that Brock Lesnar retired. But last Monday, not this past Monday, Oba Femi had an open challenge to where anybody can fight him just in the match because Oba Femi doesn't have a title belt, so anybody can fight him in a match. And Brock Lesnar's music hit, and he hit him with 4 F5s, which is Brock Lesnar's finisher move, and then walked out of the ring. And then later on in the episode of Monday Night Raw, Paul Heyman, who's the special counsel and wise man for Brock Lesnar as well and part of the division, even though Brock Lesnar I don't think is part of the division, handed Adam Pearce, the general manager of Raw, a contract that said that Oba Femi and Brock Lesnar would have a rematch, part 2, at Clash in Italy this Sunday at 2 p.m. At 2 p.m. It's just a regular match. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen because I do think that Brock Lesnar is going to fight at SummerSlam since it's back home. Maybe that's when he officially retires, is at SummerSlam when he officially retires. But I'm not going to hold my breath because to be quite honest, I wasn't surprised. I was kind of shocked that he retired and went out like that because at least like John Cena back there said that when he retired, he had a whole year off. Had a whole year to announce his retirement. Even when AJ Styles retired, he announced his retirement too. So I was kind of surprised that this is a quiet retirement and he quit like that. So that's why I was kind of thinking it's a little fishy. It smelled a little kind of funny that Brock Lesnar just retired that fast. And Brock Lesnar, because I thought Brock Lesnar at least would come back. So I at least thought Brock Lesnar would come back and not retire, and at least say, "Oh, this is gonna be my last match," or whatever, and just not have a silent retirement. So that's why I thought it was kind of fishy for a talent with his caliber too, and not because I know sometimes talents get cut because it's a business and they don't have time. They don't have time for them or surprise cuts or whatever. I don't get the cuts sometimes. I don't get why some wrestlers get cut. Brock Lesnar wasn't gonna get released, and it was just kind of weird that he did that and ended that way when Brock Lesnar is one of the most outspoken wrestlers and something like that. When he attacks everybody and knocks everybody out in a couple of seconds to lose really fast to Obafemi and then just retire out of the middle of nowhere, I thought it was kind of fishy. So I guess Brock Lesnar is back and will be fighting tomorrow at 2 p.m. on the ESPN app, or the ESPN app. So if you don't have the ESPN app, you might want to get it. But I think Brock Lesnar might win this time, or it might end in a screw job. What I mean by a screw job is somehow it has a fishy ending. Either somebody gets counted out, or somehow it ends funny, and then we don't really know who wins, to make Brock Lesnar want to come back again at SummerSlam and fight again to see who has a third rematch, or fight somebody else as a third rematch. I don't know what's going to happen in that one. I mean, that's going to be a good match. I just hope it's longer than the first match. The first match seemed kind of fast, and then we had a whole couple minutes of Brock Lesnar's fake retirement to help Suville for that. But I don't think this is going to be, no matter what happens, I don't think this is going to be the last we see of Brock Lesnar since WrestleMania or SummerSlam is a two-night event this year. Saturday and Sunday is a two-night event like WrestleMania, SummerSlam, which is one of the other bigger pay-per-views like WrestleMania. For those of you that might be new to wrestling, SummerSlam is one of the bigger pay-per-views. This is a decent pay-per-view, but it's not one of the bigger, or I guess premium live events now, since we don't pay for them. But it's not one of the bigger premium live events. It's one of the smaller premium live events, and I just think that Brock Lesnar is going to win. But I wouldn't be surprised if Obafemi wins. Obafemi, I think they're going to try to make Obafemi the new Brock Lesnar when Brock Lesnar does officially retire, because Brock Lesnar is getting older. So that's what I think is going to happen. I think they're going to make Obafemi the new Brock Lesnar, where he just eats everybody up and tries to take everybody down, and it's not a real competition because Obafemi is like Brock Lesnar, is just tougher and stronger than everybody he fights in the matches. But I think Brock Lesnar is going to win. Next we got Rhea Ripley. I don't know if this is going to be the order. I'm just saying the matches that are in order on the screen so I can remember what matches we have, even though I know some of these matches by heart. Next we got Rhea Ripley and Jade Cargill for the women's WWE Women's Championship. On Saturday night's main event, Jade Cargill with her team beat Rhea Ripley and Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. B-Fab on Jade Cargill's team was B-Fab and the girl that helps with AJ Styles. I can't remember her name right now. Oh, Michin. That's it. Michin, B-Fab, and Jade Cargill ended up beating Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair, and Rhea Ripley. But, spoiler alert, if you're going to watch it, you might want to skip this part. Rhea Ripley got pinned by Jade Cargill to have Jade Cargill's team win. So Jade Cargill pinned Rhea Ripley in 1, 2, 3, and Jade Cargill's team won. So that leaves suspicious, and maybe they might have more talk on Friday Night SmackDown, but I haven't watched SmackDown yet. I'll watch it later tonight, or later today. But that's going to leave them suspicious. Will Jade Cargill be able to do it again? Will Jade Cargill be able to do it again when it's 1-1? Or will Rhea Ripley do her finishing move and beat her and keep her belt? That's going to be the talk right now about that match. What's going to happen? Because Rhea Ripley did lose to her, but that was a 3-3 match, even though she got pinned by Jade Cargill. Can Jade Cargill do it again when it's 1-1 and when it counts for the WWE Women's Championship belt? I don't think so. I think Rhea Ripley is going to win that belt. But I think it's going to be a good match. I think it'll be a good match. I just don't know if Jade Cargill's going to win. Jade Cargill's one of the up-and-coming stars, so maybe she might win. That could be another belt like Sol Ruka's belt, like Becky Lynch's belt when I picked Sol Ruka to win. So I could be another belt that changes hands, but I don't think the two men's belts are going to change hands, which we'll get into that here in a minute in the video. But we'll see. I mean, Rhea Ripley is a sole woman, so she probably won't have any help. It does depend if Jay Cargill tries to have any help. But I mean, I don't think it's going to be a screw job or somebody's going to cheat and it's going to help that way. I don't know what's going to happen with that, but we'll see. It's tomorrow at 2 p.m. on Sunday on ESPN and the ESPN app. Sunday, tomorrow at 2 p.m. is when this happens. Sunday, the 31st of this month. I'm almost at February. LOL. But Sunday the 31st at 2 p.m. is when all these matches happen that I'm talking about right now. But I got church tomorrow, so that's why I'm doing it today. Because I don't ever have time to do it tomorrow before it starts and get it out there. So that's why I'm doing my predictions today, because I don't think watching SmackDown tonight is going to change my predictions. But let's get back to the Jay Cargill match. Rhea Ripley match. That's why I think Rhea Ripley's going to win. I just think Rhea Ripley has her belt, and I don't know if she's going to change hands. I mean, I know she's had a belt for a while, so maybe it might change hands. I mean, Jay Cargill could win. That's a 50-50 match. So I can see it going either way, or I can see Jay Cargill winning. I wouldn't mind Jay Cargill wins because I don't mind Jay Cargill. She's not one of the boring wrestlers like Nia Jax. But I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind Jay Cargill winning, but I just think Rhea Ripley's going to win. And in one of our men's matches, which I don't know what order they're going to be in, we got Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, back there with the flaming skull. Cody Rhodes versus the Ring General, Gunther. I don't know. Gunther's on a hot streak right now. Maybe that could be a belt that changes hands too. But I just think Cody Rhodes has a bigger build right now, and they like Cody Rhodes. I mean, it could have been in a screw job too, where they have another match. I do think that even if Cody Rhodes wins, this is not going to be the last time we see Cody Rhodes versus Gunther, the Ring General, in a WWE Championship match. I don't know what's going to happen, but I don't know the storylines or what. If I did that, and I could gamble on it, and I'd be rich, LOL. But I don't know the storylines or how they're going to happen. I mean, I know he did beat John Cena in John Cena's retirement match, and he's been on a hot streak, Gunther, and Gunther has been able to put people to sleep. So maybe Gunther will win, and maybe Cody Rhodes will lose. I mean, that wouldn't be bad. I wouldn't mind Gunther having a belt because he's one of the up-and-coming wrestlers that could have a belt. I mean, sometimes you don't want some of these wrestlers to have a belt because they don't really have a good storyline like Nia Jax. And when they have a belt, they make it kind of boring. But I just think Cody Rhodes is too strong, and I think Cody Rhodes is gonna win. So I'm picking Cody Rhodes to win tomorrow. But I think it'll be a good match. Maybe that's when we get Randy Orton back, if Randy Orton comes back. Maybe Randy Orton comes back and knocks out Cody Rhodes at the end, or something happens funny with that, or he tries to help Gunther win and it backfires or whatever. I mean, we haven't seen Randy Orton. Maybe that's a surprise tomorrow night. Maybe we do have one of those kinds of surprises at Clash of Italy tomorrow at 2 p.m. Sunday, the 31st at 2 p.m. on the ESPN app. Maybe that's one of the surprises we have tomorrow at 2 p.m. on the ESPN app. Unless we came back Friday night, because I haven't watched SmackDown yet. But maybe that's what it is. Maybe he comes back and tries to help Cody Rhodes win to build up more of a storyline for SummerSlam or for the next pay-per-view, whatever, or premium live event, whichever one that is, between him and Cody Rhodes yet again. And maybe Randy Orton wins. Because I think Randy Orton is going to be the one who defends Cody Rhodes if Cody Rhodes wins. I mean, he could go against Gunther. They could make a storyline like that. But when Randy Orton comes back, I think they want a rematch of Randy and Cody. So that's why I think Cody Rhodes is going to win. Because I think they're going to win a rematch of Randy and Cody. Randy and Cody Part 2. But we don't know where Randy is. Like I said earlier in the video, we haven't seen Randy Orton since WrestleMania. So does that mean Randy Orton's hurt, or is Randy Orton just taking a little vacation? We don't know, but we haven't seen Randy Orton since WrestleMania, and we haven't seen Randy Orton fight since WrestleMania. He didn't even come on Monday Night Raw or SmackDown after WrestleMania. So we still haven't seen him since his last beat down to Cody Rhodes and walking out after he beat Cody Rhodes pretty bad. We haven't seen Randy Orton, I'm pretty sure, in the ring. I could be mistaken because I watch all these a lot, and sometimes I get intermixed. So I could be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure we haven't seen Randy Orton since the beatdown of Cody Rhodes after he lost to Cody Rhodes and had a hissy fit. I mean, no, we did have Pat McAfee and Jill Everell involved in that. I don't think they'll be involved in a SummerSlam match if it happened at SummerSlam or whatever happened again. But maybe Randy Orton comes back and attacks Cody Rhodes and Cody Rhodes wins. And that's a surprise at the end of WrestleMania if that's the main event. Or they're surprised in that event if that's not even the main event. But we'll see. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with Cody Rhodes and that, but I just think Cody Rhodes is going to win.
Bring your hand up and place it on the lower back with your thumb in the front.
And then we got Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu Part 2, like I called it. I said that Jacob Fatu and Roman Reigns will be a feud, and we will see them more past the live pay-per-view or premium live event. Backlash. We'll see them past Backlash, and we'll see Part 2. If you will need to go back to watch Backlash, you can scroll down on my videos and see my prediction. But I'm pretty sure I said that we'll see them past Part 2. At least I know I told my brother Kyle that. That'd definitely be more than Part 1 and more than one wrestling match. But this time it's a tribal combat match, which means tribal combat.
But this move focuses on the lower back. So we keep our upper body, lower body focused on the hips. Feel the movement in the lower back, not the rest of the body. This is an exercise
A tribal combat match, is a no disqualification WWE match when the winner becomes the recognized tribal chief and may claim the Ula Fala with victory only by one pinfall or submission. The tribal combat match is a special WWE match type rooted in the Samoan Aruna family storyline, primarily associated with Roman Reigns and the Bloodline saga. The match is designated to settle disputes over family hierarchy and championship status, within the main prize being the tribal chief and the similarly Ubafula necklace that symbolizes family. Rules for this match: no disqualification, where wrestlers can use weapons such as chairs, tables, and kendo sticks. No countouts. The match contains until a decisive victory is achieved. Victory contains only one pinfall submission can be determined by the winner. Family approval. The match must be sanctioned by the elders of the Ohana family before it can be officially take place. Interference. While generally intended, the previous outside interference later matches have allowed family members or allies to participate, adding drama to the contest. The first tribal combat match was at 2023 Roman Reigns vs. Jay Uso for the Undisputed Championship. No interference, and so-called interviewer and Jay Uso betrays his brother. Second tribal match, January 6, 2023, Roman Reigns versus Sol Ruka. Roman Reigns won again. And now we have a third match of this when Roman Reigns fights Jacob Fatu. So last night, or even though I watched it last night, but on Monday Night Raw this past week, Jacob, on their last promo before the match, or last talking before the match, Roman Reigns said if Jacob Fatu wins, Jacob Fatu will be the new head of the table and the new tribal chief. Which I don't know if that's going to happen, but if Roman Reigns wins, then Jacob Fatu has to be Roman Reigns' servant and learn underneath Roman Reigns and become Roman Reigns' servant and learn underneath Roman Reigns and eventually acknowledge Roman Reigns as his tribal chief. That's what I think is going to happen. I don't think Roman Reigns is going to lose this fast this soon. But if Roman Reigns does win, I do not think this is the last match we'll see. I think this is going to be a feud. And like Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes a few years ago, that had more 2 matches. So I think that's going to be what's going to happen with this bout. I think Roman Reigns is going to keep feuding with other people and have more matches and other people. So I don't think he's going to lose this time to Roman Reigns. To Jacob Fatu. I think Roman Reigns, the original tribal chief, is going to win. But we'll see. I mean, Roman Reigns is one of the better wrestlers right now in all WWE, and I think he's just going to win. I think there's just too many other wrestlers that want to fight Roman Reigns and have more beef against Roman Reigns, so that's why I think Roman Reigns is going to win. But I do believe that one day down the road, not tomorrow at 2 p.m. on ESPN, but one day down the road, I do think Roman Reigns is going to lose to Jacob Fatu, and Jacob Fatu will get the World Heavyweight Championship. I just don't think it's going to happen now, because this is the first time Roman Reigns has had a World Heavyweight Championship, and I don't think he's going to lose on the second title defense. I just don't see it happening unless somebody cheats, or I guess not cheats because nothing happens, unless somebody betrays him and makes him lose it. I just don't think Roman Reigns is going to lose it this early. That's why I think Roman Reigns is going to win. So let's go over the matches again. Tomorrow at 2 p.m. this one takes place on ESPN app. I think Sol Ruka is going to upset Becky Lynch. I think Brock Lesnar will beat Obafemi, but I wouldn't be surprised if Obafemi won and Obafemi made a good match. I mean, I just don't know what's going to happen. I do think that Brock Lesnar is going to keep wrestling and wrestle at SummerSlam, and maybe that might be his final match at SummerSlam when he officially retires, or maybe not. I think Rhea Ripley is going to be Jade Cargill. Maybe that could be a 50-50 match. I don't know. I don't see which way that's going, but for the sake of it, I'll pick Rhea Ripley. I think Cody Rhodes is going to be Gunther for the WWE Championship, and maybe that's when we see Randy Orton, the Viper, come back and attack Cody Rhodes to set up another match for the next pay-per-view, of a pay-per-view down the road for Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton Part 2. And I think Roman Reigns is going to stay the original Tribal Chief, and I think Roman Reigns is going to keep his Ulafala around his neck and not have to give it up.
Keep it open and go back. Let the body push down. It will help you sit. Keep the knee and push upward.
And Ulafala is a traditional Samoan Samara necklace worn by the higher-ranking individuals, especially chiefs, to signify leadership in the ring. It's red color, meaning the vibrant high fruit of a dried fruit, or it's red and blue fruit or dried, symbolizes the life energy present and high rank in the chief culture. It says dried fruit, but they wear around the neck, but it's red to make sure to show the high culture. But again, I think Sol Ruka is going to win. I think Brock Lesnar is going to win, but I think Brock Lesnar fights at SummerSlam. I think Rhea Ripley is going to win. I think Cody Rhodes is going to win, and I think Roman Reigns is going to win. Now we're going to go on to other sports, because but now we're going to go to baseball. Baseball's never been harder. Suns are better than ever. Baseball's never been harder than Jacksonville Suns. Wow. Ah. Excuse me for the delay. I'm trying to get to the ESPN here. So anyway, on Thursday night, and John Cena, on Thursday night, even though he did good, Paul Skeens lost, and they lost to the Cubs, and the Cubs ended up tying that series at 2-2. But last night, the Pirates came back and ended up winning by a walk-off by Brian Reynolds, a home run, to end up beating the Minnesota Twins. Interesting fact, the Minnesota Twins are run by Derek Shelton. Derek Shelton used to be the general manager for the Pirates, and was not a good one at all, but used to be the general manager for the Pirates. Gregory Soto got the win since it was a walk-off and he was pitching. And Tyler Rogers got the loss for the Twins. Or T. Rogers, I don't know if that's his name, whatever. On the first inning, Gonzalez reached on an infield single to third, and Lau scored on a throwing error by the third baseman. Gonzalez to second, and Reynolds safe at third on the error. Cruz grounded out to first, and Reynolds scored, making it 2-1. Griffin singled to center, and Gonzalez scored. Cruz home ran to right, making it 5-4 in the bottom of the third. And that's when the last time the Pirates scored until the ninth inning, when Ryan Reynolds home ran to left and Callahan scored. 442 feet. Cruz's home run is 450 feet. Wow, that's pretty far home run. Making it 5-4. And then in the ninth inning, Brian Reynolds walked it off with 422 feet to make the Pirates win 6-5. Now the Pirates are 30-28. And 16-15 at home. I mean, they're a little better. Their bullpen needs to be a lot better because that's something that's been messing around with them is the bullpen. But that's nice to see the Pirates are winning and doing good. And then nice to see them do good against Derek Shelton, their old general manager. But the Pirates won last night, taking Game 1 of 3 against the Minnesota Twins. We'll see what happens today at 4:05. I think the Pirates will win Game 5. Or Game 2, excuse me. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I think the Pirates will win Game 2 tonight. The Pirates play today at 4:05 and the Minnesota Twins against the Minnesota Twins again. Bailey Oder, geez, that's a funny name. Oder will be playing against Mitch Keller. Mitch Keller is one of the better Pirates. Mitch Keller hasn't been doing good of late, so hopefully Mitch Keller can have a good game today and get back on track. That's something the Pirates need is have Mitch Keller is to get back on track and get another good game out of him. We need Mitch Keller to have a good game today, so hopefully Mitch Keller can have a good game. The Pirates are minus 154 today. Mitch Keller with a 5.2 or 3.6 ERA. He needs to get that down today and have a lot better day. But the Pirates do need to get the bats hitting. I mean, we can say, oh, he didn't have a good game, or oh, well, he didn't have a good game, but that sometimes it doesn't matter. They just need to get their bats hitting. Here, go over to last night's picks, too. Last night, the Blue Jays won 6-5 over the Orioles. The Tampa Bay Rays won 8-5 over the Los Angeles Angels. The Cleveland Indians, and I know to call the Guardians, but I call them the Indians. Oh well, it's my podcast. The Cleveland Indians won 4-3 over the Boston Red Sox. The New York Mets beat the Miami Marlins. That's funny. Marlins stink. 9-7. The Mets won 9-7 over the Miami Marlins. The Cubs lost 6-5 over the Cardinals. The Milwaukee Brewers won 5-4 over the Astros. The New York Yankees won 8-2 over the Athletics. The Dodgers beat the Phillies 4-2. Wow. The Braves won 8-3 over the Reds. Woo! The Padres won 7-5 over the Nationals. The Tigers lost 4-3 over the White Sox. The Rangers won 9-1 over the Royals. The Rockies won 8-6 over the Giants. And the Seattle Mariners won 7-6. Or 6-7. Now we're going to go back to today's picks. Like I said before, I think the Pirates are going to win today. I think the Blue Jays are going to win today. I think the Rays will win. I think the Red Sox will beat the Indians. I think the Mets will beat the Marlins. I think the Brewers will beat the Astros. I think the Cubs will beat the Cardinals. I think the Yankees will beat the Athletics. The Dodgers will beat the Phillies. The Tigers will beat the White Sox. The Padres will beat the Nationals. The Rangers will beat the Royals. The Braves will beat the Reds. The Rockies will beat the Giants. And the Mariners will beat the Diamondbacks. Now we're going to Sunday's picks. Sunday, May 31st. My MLB picks are Sunday, May 31st, and I won't be doing a video tomorrow. I got the Blue Jays. I got the Orioles beating the Blue Jays tomorrow. I got the Pirates beating the Twins tomorrow. And tomorrow's pitchers for the Pirates are Braxton Ashcraft. Braxton Ashcraft has been doing a lot better for the Pirates of late. I can't believe how good Braxton Ashcraft has been doing, and I'm glad they did put him down in the bullpen. But Braxton Ashcraft will be playing tomorrow against Zebby Matthews. Zebby, that's an interesting name. Zebby Matthews. But I think the Pirates win tomorrow and sweep the Twins. But we'll see. But like I said, for the last game, we're going to need to have a good pitching staff. Good hitting staff. Good hitting for Braxton Ashcraft tomorrow. But tomorrow's game is at 1:35, and today's game is at 4:05. I think the Rays beat the Angels tomorrow. I think the Indians beat the Red Sox on Sunday the 31st. I think the Marlins beat the Mets tomorrow on Sunday the 31st. I think the Brewers beat the Astros tomorrow on Sunday, or the Astros beat the Brewers tomorrow on Sunday the 31st. I think the Yankees beat the Athletics tomorrow on Sunday the 31st. I think the Phillies beat the Dodgers tomorrow on Sunday the 31st. I think the Cardinals beat the Cubs tomorrow on Sunday the 31st. I think the Nationals beat the Padres tomorrow on Sunday the 31st. I think the Rays beat the Reds tomorrow on Sunday the 31st. I think the Tigers win tomorrow on Sunday. I think the Rangers win on Sunday over the Royals. I think the Giants win on Sunday over the Rockies. And I think the Mariners win on Sunday over the Diamondbacks.
Sink the body, keep the crown up. Let's do it one more time. Slowly open up, stretch out, bring the energy in by bringing the hand closer, and
Now we're going over to UFC fights.
breathing is one of the most important things we can do for our health. Be calm, be relaxed, and be focused. Tomorrow we'll focus on loosening the shoulders and upper back. Great job, everyone. See you next session.
I guess the UFC fights already happened for today, May 30th, 2026. So we're just going to go over the recap. Jay Emmett won by split decision.